Hello, my dear students. The first part one of Abraham Lincoln. Okay, now we will talk about Abraham Lincoln and say some points of view about him. Okay, now we will see the summary of this part. Okay, in this time it was in the early days of American life. A man was working in the field. In this time they worked in the field. There were Indians in the forest. Some Indians were friendly and some were unfriendly. Okay, here there are a family that one saved his brother by firing the Indian. The one who saved his brother by firing the Indians, who was called Thomas or Tom. Okay, Tom Lincoln. Tom Lincoln is the father of Abraham Lincoln. Tom Lincoln lived in Kentucky. He grew older and unable to go to school. And at the time of his marriage, he didn't know how to read or write. His wife taught him how to read and write. They had a child who was called Abraham. He grew older and played with his sister Sarah. He walked 4 miles to go to school. He was interested in teaching. Okay, sorry, he was interested in learning something. Okay, he wanted to go school. Okay, Tom Lincoln wasn't satisfied with his life in Kentucky. That the soil of the farm was poor, and he dreamed of better life. Okay, Mrs. Lincoln became ill and died. Mr. Lincoln at that time, after the next year, he got married. The woman that he married, okay, she was a very fine woman and mother that she loved Abraham and his and Sarah. Okay, Abraham grew older and strong. He worked hard with his father because the family was poor. He was always asking questions, reading books. When he found something good, he learned it by her, that he loved learning. One of the books he borrowed from his neighbor was called The Life of Washington. He was طبعا Washington, he was the first president of USA. Abraham liked the book very much and he took it up to bed. Then one night it rained and water came through the crack of the house and damaged the book. The owner of the book made Lincoln work in the cornfield for 3 days. He considered the book was his best friend, that his best friend to him was the book. Okay. The family then moved again to Illinois. They went to New Orleans. When he was walking in New Orleans, he was shocked that he saw a slave market where slaves were being bought and sold. That the young woman was being sold as a horse. Abraham was very sad of this, and he said that if he had a chance to hit this thing, he would do this. Okay. Also, he was known as an honest ape, that he was more respected by people, that there were some events show that he was an honest ape, that if a poor woman needed wood for the fire, he cut it for her. Also, if a car was caught in the mud and couldn't move, he was the first to help the driver, and if he made a mistake in giving change, he couldn't sleep until he had correct it. Okay, now we'll read the summary in the booklet. Okay, page 95. Tom Lincoln, Abraham's father, lived with his wife and his children, Sarah and Abraham, in their farm near a small village in Kentucky. Abraham went to a little school which was 4 miles away from his house. It was built of logs with a dirty floor, a door, and no windows. His father wanted to leave Kentucky because the soil of his farm was not good. It was poor, and he dreamed of a better life in the West, where life and land were more promising. Abraham helped his father in everything. His mother died, and he was very sorry. Although he had a very poor start with his study, he overcame that by asking questions, listening to speeches, even if he had to walk 4 miles. He also read many books. One of the books he borrowed was The Life of Fashion, a valuable book which he kept between the cracks in the log above his bed to be the first thing to use in the morning. It was damaged by the rain and he had to work hard to pay for it. Abraham's first post was in New Orleans. He was shocked at the sight of the slaves market, where human beings were dealt with as if they were goods, all horses for sale. Abraham was known as honest Abe, that he helped anyone in need. If an old woman needed wood, he cut it for her. If he made a mistake in giving a change to a buyer, he would not sleep until he had corrected the mistake. Okay. Now we'll answer some questions. The first one, why was he called Honest Abe? Yes, he helped anyone in need. When an old woman needed wood for fire, he cut it for her. If he made a mistake in giving back the chains, he would not sleep until he corrected his mistake. He always told the truth. The second one, why did Tom leave Kentucky? Yes, the soil of his farm was poor and he dreamed of a better life. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you and goodbye.